Hello, all you coin aficionados out there, and welcome to the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we have for you a 20 pence coin from the United Kingdom or Great Britain. As you can see, it says Elizabeth II or Elizabeth II across the top. It says DG Reg FD, or by the grace of God, Queen or Regina, and Defender of the Faith. And this is the third crown portrait of Elizabeth II. She's facing to the right, and she's wearing the George IV State Diadem. And you can see that this is a heptagon, but it has kind of rounded curves as it goes around. And so they're not hard, flat edges, they are rounded curves. And one of the things that sometimes people notice about these coins from the 80s and 90s is the portrait seems to have changed a little bit. And so I want to talk a little bit about that and say, let's take a look at, say, a coin from 1990. This is a 1994. Here's a 1990. And some people think these images are different, the image of the queen on the coin. And I want to explain to you that, in fact, they are different. Sometime in 1992, they changed how big this inner image was. Now, this is a Raphael David Maklouf image that he did of the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. And what they did in 1992 is they actually made it bigger. So this one actually looks this one looks bigger than this one, and the reason for it is because it is bigger. So let's take a look really down close. If we look at the top of the crown here, we see there's a little bit of space there between the top of the crown and the rim. And if we look at the top of the crown here, we see that it's right up next to the rim. So one of the ways you can tell what year these coins are, if they were made after the mid-1992, is how close this crown is to the rim. And for some reason, these coins the ones after mid-1992 seem to age better too, so you seem to get more definition in them. In my mind, her hair looks different also, but I think that's just because of the wear patterns. Another place you can look at is down at the bottom where her neck comes close to the rim. And again, you see that it's much closer here than it is over here. So this is a 1994, this is a 1990, and they did in fact change how big this portrait was inside the coin, because the coin itself is exactly the same size. So if we get them on top of each other, if I can, you'll see that they are exactly the same size, the same height, and it's just an interesting thing, and I'm not sure why they did it. Maybe it was wear issues, maybe it was other issues, but they did change the portrait midstream in 1992. So even though these look very similar, they're made out of the same materials, they are not the same because the portrait size is different. So this particular coin was made from 1985 until 1997, and it shows, of course, Elizabeth II on it. On the reverse, it has a crowned Tudor rose. So this is the Tudor rose, symbol of England or Great Britain or the United Kingdom now. And it has a crown on the top of it, 19 on the left side of the crown, 94 on the right, 20 on the left side of the crown, pence on the right. And if we look right up in here, we see that there is a little dot here, and it's not just here, it's over here too. So guess what this is? This is a W, this is a G. This is actually the engraver's initials, William W. Gardner G. So he not only separated the date in the 20 pence, but he also separated his initials on each side of the Tudor rose. Down at the bottom, we see it says 20, and we see the thorns from the rose as they come through down here. So this is a great looking coin. It's a great coin to have. They made a lot of these coins, but it's still very collectible because a lot of people think that it just looks nice. This coin in 1994, they made 67 million. 1993, they made 124 million. 1995, they made 102 million. So this is one of the lower mintages of the late 1990s, but it's still not worth too much. It's worth about 50 cents US, maybe a little bit more than that if you get a better condition than this. So look for the portraits, look for the change in portraits, look for how close the crown is to the rim, and you'll know what range of the 90s or late 80s that your particular 20 pence coin is from. That's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Have a great day, and feel free to subscribe to our channel and leave any comments in the comments section for videos you'd like us to do or things you'd like us not to do in the future.